Remember when Storage Wars first hit our screens back in 2010, turning abandoned storage units into television gold? The show transformed everyday auctions into must-watch entertainment, creating instant celebrities out of treasure hunters and giving us catchphrases we still quote today. But as Season 16 rolls out in 2025 without some familiar faces, millions of fans are asking the same question. What happened to the original Storage Wars stars we fell in love with? Well, grab a bidding paddle because we're about to unlock the vault on everything that's happened to your favorite auction hunters since they first yelled, "Yup!" at those storage units. And trust me, some of these updates will absolutely shock you. Before we dive into these jaw-dropping revelations, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want more behind-the-scenes Hollywood stories. Your support helps us bring you the exclusive updates you won't find anywhere else. Let's start with the man who made Storage Wars appointment television, Barry Weiss, known to millions as the Collector. With his signature skeleton gloves, custom cars that cost more than most people's houses, and those quirky gadgets that made every auction an adventure, Barry wasn't just bidding on storage units, he was putting on a show. Unlike his competitors who desperately needed profit margins to pay their bills, Barry had already made his fortune in the produce business before ever stepping foot in front of a camera. This financial freedom let him bid on whatever caught his fancy, whether it made business sense or not, and that's exactly what made him so entertaining to watch. After captivating audiences for 4 seasons, Barry left Storage Wars in 2015, but his television journey was far from over. A&E quickly capitalized on his popularity with Buried Treasure, where he traveled cross-country hunting for collectibles in places far more exotic than dusty storage units. Though it only lasted 8 episodes, fans couldn't get enough of his eccentric personality. He later returned for Storage Wars, Barry Strikes Back, sharing behind-the-scenes secrets that had viewers glued to their screens. But here's where Barry's story takes a devastating turn that no one saw coming. In April 2019, Barry was involved in a horrific motorcycle accident in Los Angeles that nearly ended his life. The crash left him with multiple broken bones and severe internal injuries that required extensive hospitalization. His friend, who was also injured in the accident, revealed the terrifying details on social media, saying Barry suffered serious chest and leg trauma. The road to recovery was brutal, requiring multiple surgeries and months of intensive rehabilitation. Today, as of 2025, Barry Weiss is alive and well, despite persistent rumors suggesting otherwise. While he made brief appearances in seasons 14 and 15 of Storage Wars, proving he still had that magnetic charm fans adored, he's notably absent from season 16. At 75 years old, Barry has chosen to focus on his health and enjoy a quieter life away from the auction chaos. His occasional social media posts show him enjoying his vast collection of vintage cars and unique treasures, reminding us why he earned the title of the Collector in the first place. Now, let's talk about Dave Hester, the villain everyone loved to hate. That trademark, "Yup," became so iconic that Hester actually trademarked it, turning a simple auction call into a brand. Every time that sound echoed through an auction, competitors knew they were in for a financial beatdown. Dressed head to toe in black like some kind of storage unit Grim Reaper, Hester didn't just bid on units, he psychologically destroyed his competition with mind games that would make a chess master jealous. But Hester's time on Storage Wars ended in explosive fashion that rocked the reality TV world. After getting fired from A&E following season 3, he dropped a bombshell lawsuit that alleged the show was completely rigged. According to Hester, producers planted valuable items in units, manipulated bidding processes, and essentially scripted what was supposed to be reality television. The lawsuit sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and forever changed how viewers looked at reality TV. While the case eventually settled out of court, the damage to the show's credibility was done. These days, Hester runs his own auctioneering and consulting business, having permanently retreated from the television spotlight. The man who once dominated Southern California storage auctions now enjoys what he calls a semi-retired life in Alaska with his family. It's a far cry from the high-stakes drama of Storage Wars, But after his 2018 hemorrhagic stroke that forced him to relearn basic tasks, Hester's priorities have completely shifted. Friends and family who rallied around him during recovery saw a softer side of the man who built his TV persona on being ruthless. Interestingly enough, Dave made his grand return to Storage Wars for Season 16 in 2025, marking his first appearance since Season 12, proving that sometimes even the biggest feuds can be resolved with time. Speaking of health scares, let's discuss Darrell Sheets, the gambler himself, whose go big or go home philosophy made him one of the show's most entertaining personalities. For over 30 years, Darrell had been chasing the storage auction high, and his aggressive bidding style paid off in ways that made television history. His discovery of original Frank Gutierrez artwork, valued at over $300,000, remains one of the greatest finds in Storage Wars history, validating his risky approach and cementing his legacy as someone who could spot treasure where others saw trash. But in March 2019, Darrell's gambling luck ran out when he suffered a heart attack that landed him in the hospital. In a heartfelt Instagram post that worried fans worldwide, he revealed he'd been sick for 3 months and was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and severe lung issues. The man who once seemed invincible was suddenly fighting for his life, undergoing emergency surgery while his fiancée Romney Snyder stayed by his side throughout the ordeal. Thankfully, Darrell survived and made an impressive recovery, even returning to Storage Wars for seasons 13 through 15 after the show came back from hiatus. However, he's notably absent from season 16, choosing instead to focus on his health and his business, Show Me Your Junk, which he opened in Lake Havasu, Arizona in 2023. His weight loss journey, where he shed over 100 pounds, has become an inspiration to fans dealing with their own health challenges. While false reports of his passing have circulated online, Darrell's social media activity proves he's very much alive and enjoying his semi-retirement. Let's shift gears to the couple that brought relationship drama to the storage auction world, Brandi and Jarrod Schultz. Known as the Young Guns, they represented the working-class American dream, starting with almost nothing and building a business one storage unit at a time. Their constant bickering became must-see TV, with Brandi's practical approach constantly clashing with Jarrod's impulsive bidding style. Viewers connected with their financial struggles and celebrated their victories because they saw themselves in this couple, trying to make it in tough economic times. Their popularity led to their own spin-off, Brandi and Jarrod, Married to the Job, giving fans an intimate look at their home life with their 2 children. For 8 episodes, viewers got to see the exhausting reality of balancing family, business, and television fame. But behind the cameras, their relationship was crumbling in ways that would shock their devoted fan base. The couple split in 2018, and what followed was far darker than anyone expected. In 2021, things turned violent when TMZ cameras captured a physical confrontation between them at a bar in Orange County. Jarrod was subsequently charged with misdemeanor domestic violence battery, though he pleaded not guilty. Brandi later revealed disturbing details about their relationship, accusing Jarrod of being an absent father and sharing her journey of healing through social media posts, including getting a free tattoo that symbolized her liberation from what she described as a toxic relationship. Today, Brandi continues appearing on Storage Wars as a solo act, having returned for season 16 without her former partner. She's proven herself as a formidable bidder in her own right, no longer in anyone's shadow. Her social media presence shows a woman who's found her strength and independence, connecting with fans while keeping certain aspects of her personal life private. Jarrod, meanwhile, has maintained an extremely low profile, staying completely out of the public eye since their messy split. Now, here's where things get really interesting with Brandon Sheets, Darrell's son, who learned the storage auction game from the master himself. Known as the side bet, Brandon appeared alongside his famous father for 8 seasons, showing promise as a second-generation treasure hunter with developing instincts for valuable finds. Viewers loved watching the father-son dynamic, seeing how auction knowledge and strategies were passed down through generations like some kind of family recipe for success. But Brandon's Storage Wars journey ended abruptly in 2016 when A&E decided to streamline the cast due to budget cuts. Unlike others who left quietly, Brandon went scorched earth on social media, posting and then deleting a brutal call-out of the network. His message was crystal clear. He felt used and discarded by A&E, who he claimed still wanted him to do free promotional work despite firing him. The bitterness in his words suggested deep resentment toward the entertainment industry that had made him famous and then thrown him away. Since leaving the show, Brandon completely reinvented himself, moving to Arizona and becoming a real estate agent. He also got married and built a life completely removed from storage auctions and television cameras. His transformation from reality TV personality to suburban family man represents one of the most dramatic life changes of any Storage Wars alumni. Let's talk about the power couple still crushing it in 2025, Rene and Casey Nezhoda. These bargain hunters joined Storage Wars in Season 4 and immediately stood out with Rene's German accent and their genuine enthusiasm for the hunt. Unlike some cast members who disappeared when the show went on hiatus after Season 12, the Nezhodas came roaring back and have become even more successful. But here's the genius part of their story. While other reality stars struggled to stay relevant, Rene and Casey built a YouTube empire with over 191,000 subscribers and videos regularly hitting millions of views. They transformed their 15 minutes of fame into a sustainable business model that doesn't depend on television producers. Their channel offers fans unfiltered access to their auction adventures, creating a more intimate connection than television ever could. Unfortunately, their beloved Bargain Hunters thrift store in Poway, California, permanently closed its doors in 2023, but they've successfully pivoted to online sales and their digital content creation. Now we need to discuss Ivy Calvin, the king of Palmdale, whose background as a professional football player and MMA fighter gave him a unique edge in storage auction battles. His imposing physical presence and no-nonsense approach made him instantly memorable when he joined as a recurring cast member before being promoted to the main cast in Season 5. Standing tall among his competitors, Ivy brought an athlete's competitive spirit to every auction. After mastering the auction game on television, Ivy opened Grandma's Attic in Palmdale, California, a charming antique store that showcased his eye for valuable treasures. While the physical storefront no longer maintains daily hours, Ivy has wisely adapted to modern retail trends, focusing on online sales and weekend openings. He's still happily married to his wife Wendy, raising their two sons, Isaiah and Ivy Jr., away from the Hollywood spotlight. His return for seasons 15 and 16 proves he still has the auction bug, bringing his trademark intensity back to viewers' screens. Dan and Laura Dotson deserve special recognition as the heartbeat of Storage Wars. This dynamic auctioneering duo has been there since day one, their lightning-fast chanting and infectious energy making even the most boring units seem exciting. Their love story of meeting at an auction and building both a marriage and a business empire added authenticity that viewers craved. With decades of experience running American auctioneers, they brought real credibility to a show that critics claimed was fake. As of 2025, Dan and Laura are still going strong, continuing to run their auctioneering company throughout Southern California. They've expanded beyond storage auctions to include estate sales, business liquidations, and charity events, proving their versatility in the auction world. Their return for Season 16 shows they're still the backbone of Storage Wars, keeping the bidding fast and the energy high. Let's not forget about the newer faces making waves. Justin Bryant made history as the youngest buyer ever to compete on Storage Wars at just 22 years old. His fearless attitude when facing veterans twice his age proved that youth and confidence could compete with experience. Despite being new to the game, Justin showed no hesitation in psychological warfare, particularly in his memorable confrontations with Rene Nezhoda that had viewers on the edge of their seats. Emily Wares, who broke into auctioneering at 17, has become a powerful force in the male-dominated auction world. When she arrived from Iowa with her Midwestern cadence, she immediately threw off the regular buyer's rhythm. Her refusal to be intimidated by aggressive personalities like Ivy and Darrell earned instant respect. Emily challenged every stereotype about who belongs in the auction business, standing her ground when veteran bidders tried to bend the rules or pressure her into submission. Lisa Delarios, the comedic wild card, brings her stand-up comedy background to every auction, adding humor and diversity to the cast. Though she's a supporting player, her presence makes episodes more entertaining, proving that Storage Wars needs personalities as much as it needs profitable finds. She's returning for season 16, ready to bring more laughs to the auction floor. Dusty Riach, dubbed the New Blood, debuted in season 15 and returns for season 16. His extensive experience in the resale world combined with his calm demeanor brings a different energy to the competitive atmosphere. He demonstrates that you can be strategic and successful without the theatrical dramatics that defined earlier seasons. Mary Padian, the Junkster, who originally starred in Storage Wars Texas, became a main series regular in season 5. Her furniture restoration business, Mary's Finds, showcased her ability to transform trash into treasure. Though she left after season 13, her creative approach to repurposing items inspired countless viewers to see potential in discarded objects. Episodes featuring her restoration projects provided educational value beyond simple entertainment, teaching viewers about the art of upcycling. Kenny Crossley continues bringing his quirky personality and former law enforcement background to the auctions. His unique perspective and humorous approach have made him a fan favorite who returns for season 16, proving that sometimes the most unconventional personalities make the best television. Here's something fascinating about season 16 that premiered in June 2025. The show has transitioned to hour-long episodes, giving viewers more time to digest the drama and learn about the storage unit contents. This format change represents A&E's confidence in the show's continued popularity after 15 years on air. With Dave Hester's shocking return after his explosive exit and lawsuit, the new season promises unprecedented drama. The financial impact of Storage Wars on its cast members varies wildly. While some like Barry Weiss were already wealthy, others built their fortunes through the show. The series created an entire industry of storage auction celebrities, inspiring countless Americans to try their luck at abandoned units. However, the show also exposed the harsh realities of the business, where one bad unit can wipe out months of profits. The legacy of Storage Wars extends beyond entertainment. It transformed how Americans view storage auctions, turning a niche business into mainstream culture. The show's catchphrases entered everyday language, and its format inspired dozens of international versions. From Storage Wars Canada to versions in the UK and beyond, the format proved universally appealing. But the controversies surrounding the show's authenticity have forever changed reality television. Dave Hester's lawsuit alleging planted items and scripted scenarios forced producers industry-wide to be more transparent about their production methods. The case became a watershed moment in reality TV history, sparking debates about what reality really means in entertainment. As we look at where these Storage Wars stars are today, we see a mix of triumph and tragedy, success and struggle. Some leveraged their fame into lasting businesses, while others retreated from public life entirely. Health scares reminded us that these larger-than-life personalities are human beings facing real challenges. Relationship breakdowns showed us that not all partnerships survive the pressure of fame and fortune. The show that started as a simple concept of bidding on abandoned storage units became a cultural phenomenon that launched careers, destroyed relationships, and created millionaires. It proved that American audiences were hungry for shows about regular people chasing the American dream, even if that dream was hidden behind a padlock in a dusty storage unit. As Storage Wars continues into season 16 and beyond, it carries the weight of its history. New buyers bring fresh energy, but longtime fans still yearn for the original cast members who made the show special. The absence of Barry Weiss's eccentric charm, Darrell Sheets' gambling spirit, and Brandon's youthful enthusiasm leaves gaps that new personalities struggle to fill. Yet the show endures, proving that the basic human desire to discover hidden treasures remains universally compelling. The storage auction world has changed dramatically since Storage Wars first aired. Online auctions have transformed the landscape, making it harder for professional buyers to find hidden gems. The show's popularity created more competition at auctions, driving up prices and reducing profit margins. What was once a niche business for insiders became a mainstream hobby for weekend warriors hoping to strike it rich. For the cast members we've followed through triumphs and troubles, Storage Wars represents a chapter that defined their lives in ways they never expected. Some found fame and fortune beyond their wildest dreams, while others discovered that television stardom came with a price they weren't prepared to pay. Their stories remind us that reality television might be edited and produced, but the impact on real people's lives is absolutely genuine. What do you think about these shocking updates? Which Storage Wars star's journey surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into your favorite auction hunters' lives, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got more exclusive Hollywood stories coming your way that you definitely won't want to miss. Until next time, keep hunting for those treasures, whether they're in storage units or right here on YouTube.